In this video, you're going to learn how to achieve more clarity, focus, increased creativity, idea generation, time management, efficiency, resilience, and adaptability, all without drugs and alcohol. Sound too good to be true? Keep watching. My name's Eric LaCour, and like most creative entrepreneurs, my attention is being pulled in so many different directions. I'm trying to write, direct, shoot, produce, coach, organize, and manage teammates, as well as find time for loved ones. I've hit burnout many times over the past 25 years as an artist, so I know it well. The only times I did not burn out was when I had this set of daily practices down. The answer to burnout is foundational practices of training your mind and body daily. It's your daily habits that set you up for success in all areas. I first came across this idea when I was living in New York City. I was working as a photographer, trying to stay on top of the busy schedule while staying healthy and productive. I was always an artist and an athlete, and I'll never forget the feelings I had back in high school where I never quite felt like I knew who my true friends were. My artist friends didn't want to hang out with my jock friends. My jock friends didn't want to hang out with my artist friends. So I kind of found myself alone. As I went throughout my 20s, I continued to feel like those worlds were separate. I went through periods where I was more creatively productive and then also more physically productive, and then vice versa. It may have been mostly in my head, but it affected me and it affected the way I worked. It wasn't until I was studying the life of Miyamoto Musashi, known as the warrior monk, as well as people like Leonardo da Vinci. But Musashi was the most famous swordsman in Japan. Some authors suggest he divided his time between training and the art of Zen. He's mostly known for being a traveling samurai with 60 duels to the death. In some of his most famous battles, he was known to use a wooden sword versus a bladed sword. So this dude was a certified badass. Even though he later trained many warriors for different lords, he got deeper into Zen meditation, Zazen, and he never injured another person ever again. Not that he didn't duel, he just was able to make them yield much more quickly. But what was less known about him was that he was also an artist. In Japan, it is believed that all forms of art can enrich each other. Even in the famous novel Musashi, he once carved a sculpture in exchange for a place to stay and a new sword at one point. When reading about his life, I was transfixed. I had been training jiu-jitsu for about 2 years at the time, and when training martial arts, I really related to the warrior side of him, especially the many lessons learned from the practice itself. The many lessons include the discipline and patience needed to overcome physical and mental challenges, the focus and concentration that is required to face an opponent, as well as strategy and execution of techniques. There's also flow state, where there's a complete immersion of mind and body in an activity, adaptability and flexibility to adjust strategies and techniques based on their opponents and changing conditions. There's also emotional expression and control, learning to channel their emotions effectively, helping them maintain composure under pressure. And there's the mind-body connection. This is harmony between mental strategies and physical execution, which is crucial. But there's also problem solving and creativity to solve tactical problems and solutions to overcome their opponents. There's also resilience and overcoming failure, learning to use losses and setbacks to grow stronger and more skilled. There's an expression in jiu-jitsu: you win or learn. You don't lose, you learn. Self-discovery and personal growth is another part of being a warrior. Fighters train with partners and they learn from sparring and coaching, building a sense of brotherhood. All these things I just mentioned are also found in art. This may be why Musashi's most famous sayings is, "From one thing, know 10,000 things." All the things we just went through are all useful in everything we do. Having deep understanding of this leads to a way of being, or a way of being at one with the world. For instance, practicing in creative art, we find ourselves in flow, just as we do in physical activities or fighting. If you want to learn to induce flow state, we'll explore this more in the future. So don't forget to like and subscribe. While studying Musashi's life, I ran across a quote that says every warrior should have an understanding of the peaceful arts as well as the killing arts. This is the twofold way. And that's when I realized, I was like, I've been living this my whole time, and in my head it was like conflicted. And then there's another one. It is said that the warrior's is the way of the pen and the sword, and he should have a taste for both ways. Even if a man has no natural ability, he can be a warrior by sticking assiduously to both divisions of the way. This is from Miyamoto Musashi's book, The Book of Five Rings. Even one of my favorite people, considered one of the great minds of our time, Jordan Peterson, says, "If you can think and speak and write, you are absolutely deadly." Over the years, I've developed a group of practices that help train mind and body to avoid burnout. We'll explore these practices in the next video, so be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss it. For now, check out this video, or this one.